Hello, it's Tom. I'm the writer of Batman, and I make people cry for a living, and it's a weird way to earn a dollar. So the next thing we're doing is Strange Adventures. It's about Adam Strange, and it's a book that sort of comments on comics, but it also comments on sort of our current society and where we find ourselves right now in the middle of the utter chaos. So Strange Adventures itself didn't feature Adam Strange. Isn't that confusing enough? Adam Strange actually debuted in Mystery in Space. There were two sort of space adventure books back in the early 60s, late 50s. Strange Adventures had Captain Comet. And later in the 70s, they used Strange Adventures for Adam Strange books, but in the debut of it, he was a Mystery in Space. So Adam Strange is like your basic, I mean, he's unique and cool, but he's a rip-off copy of John Carter from Mars and Flash Gordon and Tarzan to some extent. Sort of these pulp heroes from the early 1900s that were these guys who were ordinary people in their own land or wherever they were, and then they went to somewhere mysterious and kooky and crazy, and they became sort of gods there, and they became kings. And of course, it's all a metaphor for colonialism. You know, this idea that like the second son who can't inherit the wealth goes off to India or Africa and finds himself a king because, I mean, there's an inherent racism to it all, right? And so what we're doing is we're taking that concept and we're looking at it in a modern light and seeing if we can use that to sort of talk about where we are now, the difference between the dream of you and the real you. And that's why we have two artists. We have Mitch, who draws the real better than anyone in comics, and we have Doc Shaner joining us, who draws the dream better than anyone in comics. So that's the idea. We're looking at the legend and the truth and the fiction, and so that's what it's all about. Yeah. I've never written words that anyone has to say out loud, so so when I write dialogue, I write it for a reading experience. Whereas her whole career, she's written beautiful words that beautiful people have said. So just learning that and how to make actors comfortable with what you say is I'm learning from her, and also how sort of her story structure. She's a master of story, and how she thinks of, you know, how you get from beginning, middle to end. It's completely different than how we do it in comics. So yeah, I'm learning a ton from her. Yeah, she's brilliant. I'm so lucky to be working with her. Comics are in a total revolution right now. Renee Teglemeyer's Smile hit comic books as hard as Watchmen did in '86. I think we're going to look back in 3 years and look at Smile as big an event as that was, or even like Mouse or something, where it just redefined the entire genre. When I look at my kids go to school, and when I was a kid, to read comics was like you snuck that behind your teacher's back and she yelled at you. My kids get graphic novels in every one of their classes. Whatever genre she's created is the biggest thing, and it has been. And I feel it's going to wash over this entire generation and change how they think. I think she's the big change element in comics right now.